I'm going to start with a poem that, in its naive way, tries to say something about the mystery of language, which is, of course, at the heart of all poetry. And I'm going to tell you what the secret is. No, I'm not going to tell you what the secret is. We don't give away secrets. I'm going to tell you something that you would figure out for yourself if you had time to read and reread and study the poem. This is a poem about a lowly flower called a daisy. And the daisy gets its name from the sun, because daisy means day's eye. That's enough to tell you. Day's eye, we said. We watch before we speak. Speak before we know. Look again with luck, in wonder or doubt, then utter what words tell us we see. The daisy we see sways there, long stem, white petal, yellow-eyed, day's eye, daisy. But what did we see before we said day's eye? Well, if that's gotten you all wondering, I'll go on to my next poem. This is a confessional poem. Poets like to confess, but they often do it in very confusing or roundabout and mysterious ways. This is the best I can do to come up with a confessional poet. You probably have all read some of the great confessional poets. Here's a minor confessional poet. A claustrophobic watches birds in a bush, confining space, where chickadees converse and flick from twig to twig, turning and twisting, a brace and bar world, snug enough for refuge, spacious enough for play. Still, he wants to see them flying free. And we've been getting a minor version of what winter is all about down here, but we're from up there, and we know all about what happens up there, and a lot of that has been happening lately. So this has got me thinking about what comes next, spring. This is called Ceremonial. As late spring finally shrinks the snow beneath my window, a chickadee's trim black crown begins to show. Then the sleek, straight tail. This skimmer saw himself, too late, doubled in the pane's blue sky, then bumped and stunned, fell to a nest of flakes below, to rest until today, until today's slow exhumation that gently lowers melting bone and feather back to earth. The weather's common doing, yet a landing so dignified, so solemn, so nearly ceremonial, I suppose it might be meant, except so matter-of-factly done, so silently bestowed. This next poem, this is the next to last one, You always poets like to warn people about when the hell they're gonna sit down. I know a poet once who was supposed to read for half an hour, and he read for an hour and a half. And I know what that punishment is like. This is a poem I got out recently and read, and I got a pretty good reaction to it from some other poets, so I thought I'd try it on you. This is a very simple kind of poem. It's called a list poem. Just a list, that's all it is, with a few implications along the way. It's called Blues. Yes, to the newest and oldest news, the blues. The music of all blackened blues, heart-weary blues, the down-in-the-mouth despairing blues, the needed, the healing blues. And yes, to litmus blue, the acid test, to heron blue, the summer hue of Arctic fox, the sockeye salmon's back of blue, the butterfly, the whale, the aromatic blue gum. Yes, to penicillin's filaments and all the compensating blues, the jay, the chip, the berry, even the endless talker streak. And yes, to brilliant indigo and cobalt, and even to Viridian's mere hint of blue. And yes, to all the blues that bolster, blaze, and dazzle, or comfort in the muted browns and grays. All blues from dull to radiant. Yes, of course, to all true blues. And yes, to sky cerulean, whose blue is all mirage. And to the sea that mirrors sky, to all returning phantoms, the blues we love and lose by, the blues we live by. And I'm going to read one poem from the book. It's called A Literist, excuse me, A Literist Has His Say About a Saying. I'm sure you all know this saying, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's absurd, you know. The bird in the hand is sure to have a broken wing or damaged compass and will cost you for splints or meds and feed and a warm nest, and nests really cost these days. The bird in the bush, it's clear, self-suffices and sings. The one in hand, you can bet on it, can't or won't sing. Its full attention on what those fingers will do next.